my wife has been trying to push this jingle idea on me, and I'm not really here for it. No, there's intro music, there's intro title slides.
I'm just trying to see what
there's no need
who
for a
could
jingle.
Red Couch
I feel
be
like we're
in 2019?
covered.
Yeah,
I feel like we're covered.
Like it's a new day.
Chrissy's gonna write us a song, and I think that's pretty much all we need. So, maybe. Yeah, cool. So,
hi guys.
Hi everyone. We're on the couch today with John and London. Wallace, the Wallaces.
Yes. The Wallaces.
Yes. And before we get into the topic, you will notice that the gentlemen are adorning. Talk to us about this adornment here, John.
This is the fine suede Prestige's caps right here.
Yes.
Prestige's is my clothing line.
Yes. What is?
Oh, and this is my second. This is my second clothing line.
Second clothing line.
Second clothing line.
Two clothing lines.
It's BLV apparel. It's a fitness line, unisex. We got some men pieces out, and we have some women pieces coming in the summer.
My God.
Perfect.
My God.
Can we get a little address to where we can go if we want to?
Yeah. So the first one is www.prestigeace.com, and the second website is www.blvapparelco.com.
Great. We'll have those available. Yeah. And I know we all be doing things, you know what I'm saying? Because we, this is a podcast here, but I know we're not the only one who's a podcast,
YouTube channel, or whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Matt, you got views and followers, my friend. I've watched.
I've
watched.
You
do.
Talk to us.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I have a YouTube channel. I started it, what was it, last year? Started it last year, and it's just I wanted to share my gifts and talents with the world.
Yeah.
And now I'm going on a natural hair journey. So, if you guys want to follow me, follow me.
Yes.
You gotta tell them
where are we at? What do we follow?
It's London Janae at youtube.com.
Great. I'll put that on the screen too, and make sure
And
people know.
it's cute, guys.
It's cute.
Thank you.
I followed when you did your initial cut.
So funny.
Bro, I was feeling for you, man.
Yes.
I was like, yo, this is
That was
real
so
deal,
bold.
bro.
Yes.
This is happening right now, live. People are seeing the cut.
I was just happy she let me do it. I was like, zip.
I was like, this is wild.
Yeah.
Big
It
ups.
don't matter. You cute, whatever. It doesn't matter.
100%.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. So I was going back and forth. See, like when a woman knows, she knows.
Yeah,
She almost chickened out. I was like, nah.
Oh,
you gotta
100%.
do it. I said, you
Chicken
gotta
out
do
is
it.
real.
I said, we've been talking about it for a while. Now you doing it.
I said I was going to cut my hair when I turned 30.
Okay.
And I cut it when I turned 35. So I played games for 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Yes.
no regrets, right?
No, none at all.
We out here.
whatsoever.
We out here. You guys look great.
The best thing ever.
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you.
So what are we talking about today, Adrienne?
So on to business. We want to talk about what is it like to go through like legit hard times early in marriage. Not necessarily hard times that are even inflicted by like personal conflict.
Right.
Not even like
A
internal
lot of
times.
times outside forces.
influence.
Our relationship is fine.
Yeah.
The world that we are living in
Yeah.
is presenting a
Some
particular set of
outliers.
circumstances.
Different circumstances. And it's actually something that we can relate to. I would venture to say that most of our hard times in our marriage have not been internal conflict.
Right.
It's been circumstances that have just heavily impacted our marriage. And that's one thing that I don't know if people really understand. Maybe you couldn't. Maybe there's no way to know until you're in it. But I feel like even when people do everything they can to like premarital counseling and do this and do that, and we're good, and then you just don't consider, like there's just not a box for that you know, there's just like, where do you put that kind of stuff? And you're like, oh, so I have to take care of my mom, parent got sick, or whatever the outside circumstances are, and you don't realize that because it's affecting you, it 100% by default is affecting your marriage.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So like, we know that you guys had some interesting things happen in the first year of marriage.
Yes, absolutely.
So what? Tell us, how was it?
I want to say that as soon as we started like premarital counseling, we were like 2 months in.
Yeah.
2 months in, yes. And I'm like, when we were not doing things the right way,
Everything was fine.
Everything was good.
Everything was awesome. And as soon as we started to like put God first and try to like walk the way that we feel it was the best way. You know, we were implementing everything we were learning in our premarital counseling class. Everything just started to fall apart.
It was
and it was outside forces, like you said.
Yeah.
It wasn't us arguing back and forth with each other or anything like that. It was just a number of things happening to us that was causing like a rift in our relationship, not even so much in our relationship, but we were like, God, what is going on? Like,
it was like real life. Like, yo, like this is. It don't seem normal. Like it felt like a scene out of a movie.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, yo, like this don't even seem real.
Yeah,
it don't seem real. But yeah.
And I also say, like, being like some of the key peoples in our family, it's hard to. How can I say this? It's hard to be selfish sometimes, to eliminate everything that's going on around us and just focus.
Yeah.
So I feel like us trying to do that, quiet the outside noise, was making it rough between us because we never had that time where we could kind of like be selfish.
Which is something that we talk about in like premarital counseling, is like putting your marriage first and like setting those boundaries. And it was those things. It was that actual action that was causing even more friction from what was happening with you guys. And how no one is signing up for hard things first. No one's like, let me get that. Right? That's a party. I'm with that. But in our experience, and you can speak for your own, but in our experience, going through a hard thing first, for us, it was like it was honestly premarital counseling. Like that was a good. That was hard to go. Like there were things just like we're learning and like chopping away at stuff and like, hold on, you believe this? Okay, well I want to do it this way, or
just kidding.
Just like all that type of stuff that we were trying to uncover and dig up and like, oh, you got core fears about this, and you're dealing like all of these things, and so with that in mind, it was tough to get through, but we were doing it together. Again, it wasn't necessarily that our relationship was bad or like that we weren't good together. It was, again, outside things. And then Adrian like had some health issues right away in the beginning of our marriage. Her shoulder went out and she had to go out of work, and then we were out disability and like, hold on, time out. Like we had this whole plan of like, man, we about to ball, we about to be killing it, we about to be saving, we're gonna stay in this small place for now, we're gonna be stacking, and then we're standing in a small place, and we moved like across the hall, and that the people next door or underneath or something like that, there was like bugs, like roaches, like a month after we moved in, and Adrian was like, I have to move. She just called me and was like, we can't live here anymore. And I was like,
I had welts.
What the heck?
I was like, I can't.
The people wouldn't let us out of our lease. We had to take them to court. It was like thing. So and this is like first 12 months. Like so disability, and we have to move all
and
the
I got pregnant.
And she got pregnant. I was like, cool. Than's a lot.
Doctor's like, you need shoulder surgery. Also, you're pregnant. Also, we're suing our landlord.
Wow.
The first year.
So like, for us, going through it was obviously very hard, right? But coming through it on the other end of it, it gave us this sense of, yo, we're a good team, and we can do it. You know what I'm saying? What was your experience in what you guys went through?
It was difficult because I would just say it was like, I felt like we didn't have an option to like not go through it. And like it seemed like it was like one situation after another. Like it was first like we took in my nephew for like a year or two. How long was it?
Well, I think we should. It was almost 2 years, but I want to say that just giving you guys like some context. First, we were engaged around that time.
Oh yeah.
When we took in his nephew.
Got it.
That's even harder.
We were engaged. We were not even married. We were not even married yet, and we took in your nephew. I know, right?
It felt like it.
I'm like, we're engaged.
Exactly.
But go ahead, babe.
So we took in my nephew, and that was just like difficult in itself, because it's like me trying to like and her trying to raise like a grown man.
Right, because he was older, right?
And
He was
you guys
older.
have a son, just
Exactly,
so people know,
exactly.
because
So
you
my-
already have a son.
Exactly.
son,
So it's like trying to raise like a grown man who kind of whatever life circumstances it didn't pan out well for him. So it's like we just felt a little bit obligated to like. And mind you, I never met him until he came to my house. Wow. So it's like almost like
That's a
yeah. It's like a harsh reality of like okay, dang, like but you feel this conviction because it's like this is my blood, this is my nephew, like we got to do something. Right. And you know, the story turned out good because like we ended up like getting to know him. We ended up getting super close with him, but it was just still like draining because it's like teaching him how to clean up after himself, teaching him how to, you know, take initiative to go, whether that's school, whether that's work, and it's like you a grown man. I'm out here coming from a 12-hour shift, and you on my couch watching TV,
and you sound like a 50-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm gonna need you to get, you know, get some things aligned, and it's just figuring it out. And then like once that happened, we had to kind of send him away to bring in her nephews, and then you kind of go in to that. Because I was completely in the beginning. I was like, no. I was like,
that's real.
Yeah.
Like we have those moments, and we're like, but I'm sure she had everybody had their own moment. Like, but
she was with my nephew, she was like, oh, he could come, and I'm like, no. I'm like, no.
So you're the consistent no. Got it.
I was like, no.
Yeah, he is pretty consistent with always saying no.
And it's not even just me about saying no. It's just I'm really focused on I'm focused on the future. I'm focused on my family. I'm focused on trying to build and do all those things. So like anything coming to distract it, I'm like, no, time out. This not in the plans. It's not in the cards. Like we need to you know revisit this. Right. You know. So you brought in your nephew. And then your nephews, which are much younger.
Yeah, my nephew. So his
babies.
nephew,
right?
His nephew was 20, I believe 22, and he left. So that wasn't the plan for him to leave so soon. My sister got into a situation, and I had to take my nephews in, and it was like pretty much a no-brainer. Like how he said, I'm the person that says, somebody needs help, we gotta help them. And John's like, wait a minute, no. We gotta see who else can help them in their living situation first. So when I got the phone call asking to take them in, first, of course, my heart already had said yes. Right. But then I was like, okay, my heart is saying yes, but I still have to talk to we weren't married at that time either, my fiance. Yeah. So, you know, we had already knew a little bit about the situation, but we didn't know that we would have to take them in because they had a little bit of a situation. So upon taking them in, it was no, let me back it up. At first, I was teetering with having my niece.
Oh, right, who
was the baby. Right. So she's a fresh baby, 2 weeks old. We were having her at our house, like during the weeks, and we would like alternate. She would alternate between my mom, and we were already like having little tiffs, him and I, about that because he's like, listen, this is a newborn baby. She's crying and screaming during the night, and so after that, my nephews needed somewhere to stay, and I just told him like, listen, these are my nephews, right? And
you guys have like a 4 or 5 bedroom house, right?
No. I wish we had a 4 or 5 bedroom.
This is a 2-bedroom apartment. Okay. Listen. Okay.
And your son occupies the second bedroom.
Our son, who's 10 years old, occupies the second bedroom. But listen, he's like me. He's all for taking in people. He's like, come on, Mom. Like, it's him. We have to be like, oh, come on. You know.
Cause it was like a matter of like a day or two where he was like had to make this drastic decision of like, okay, altering our lives because we don't know how long is this going to be a forever thing.
And I want to add this, and I hope this is okay to say, but their son is deaf.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that's a whole nother element of
and
you know that's just a whole nother element of not a. If there's
it's not. It's about bringing people into your space.
Right.
We have a culture. We have a way we communicate. There's there's a flow to our house that we built.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that would be the same for anybody. Especially when you have a minor like that and you bring in someone older. Because now it's like you're almost like big brother territory. And so now am I picking up?
Oh, he was for sure. He was like, yo, hey, cut it out. My son was he started picking up a lot of bad habits.
I already know.
Yeah.
So then you bring in your nephews who are how old?
And I'm so sorry, I have to say this too,
3.
because this context is so important in terms of hard stuff early, right? So you guys are already a young couple because you're younger than us.
Yes.
Right? You guys are in your 20s.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're still in their 20s and took in a 22-year-old.
Yes.
Who he's trying to father.
Yes.
Yeah, which is hard because
What is how?
And yes, I wanted to say that. I'm like, it was so weird and awkward.
Yeah.
Like he said, trying to parent a 23-year-old and we're like not that much older than him, telling him what he needs to clean up. I was like, this is the most awkward thing ever. Like I'm like, I don't know if he should call me auntie.
It wasn't that hard for me because I already worked with like teenage boys, so I even though he's not a teenager, I was still able to kind of be that authority figure because it came natural to me. Right. But it was interesting. I mean, but he turned out very well. Yeah. He ended up moving to South Carolina where he's working, got his own car. Dope. Everything that we talked about, he went and did. That's I was like, you know what? I felt good about it. Even though it was stressful. Even though it was stressful, I'm super proud of him because he went back to South Carolina and handled his business. I don't even have to worry about it because I see him on Facebook and I'm like, you're living your best life. I appreciate that.
There you go. And then your nephews are 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And then you still kind of had your niece who was like 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys went from 1 child to 4 children.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And that is not, to be honest, that is not even the whole thing. Yeah. Because there were 6 kids in total. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And on certain days, I would have all 6. Yeah. So certain days I would have all 6 because I would have to have meetings, and my mom and I, including John, of course, but we were like the 2 main people that were dealing with, different people and things like that. So it will be me on one specific day with all of the children, and it will be like a all-day thing, and I have to navigate and make things work. Yeah. So it was like when I felt like I should have been doing things because I'm about to get married in a few months.
Planning your wedding.
Planning my wedding.
Going
just
to the spa.
Yes, talking on the phone with my friends, my bridesmaids, and different people about happy things. Right. I was just overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed. He'll be going to work and just like feeling stressed. Like he's already in a high stress situation at his work, but then you come home and it's like the same
7 kids in a 2-bedroom.
Yes.
I gotta lock myself in the room.
Overnight.
And it happened overnight. It was an overnight thing. We didn't have time to really sit down and talk about it. It was like,
want to do this?
Yes. I'm like, I have to give them my answer tomorrow, or they're going to go somewhere else.
It's going to be another decision.
Yes.
Jesus.
So.
And it was pressure on me. She was like, well, what do you say?
Exactly.
Because I know what I'm going to do. I'm not about to let my nephews go. So what do you want to do? You want to take them in, or you want to have some stuff going on up in here?
It's right. Are you want to fight, or you want to take them in?
Exactly. It's like, you want to take them in, or you want to get married?
Listen, I'm out here trying to talk to you about this real.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Listen, you ain't got to apologize. It was real.
It's real. So how do you feel like, okay, now on this side of it?
Yes.
Now you're back down to just your baby.
Yes.
Who I know is not a baby, but what do you feel like was the biggest benefit to your marriage, having fought through, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that it just built a stronger foundation because obviously they don't know, but we've been together for a long time, even before we got married. And a lot of serious situations we was in when we was younger, we couldn't really, we didn't have a foundation to stand upon, and it kind of crumbled. Yeah. But going through this, it actually, even though it was stressful, it brought us closer together. It brought us closer to God. And it was just like, even it was like this bittersweet type thing where it was just like, it sucked, but it's like, ooh, like we just feeling like the love of, like we just felt God's glory on us, because like it was just like it was crazy situations, like everything like worked itself out where God was just like, oh, don't even worry about that, or we was like, how are we gonna do this, and just
stuff was happening.
Stuff was happening. It was like, oh, this is nothing but God, you know. And it was the first time we like started praying together. It was the first time we started like just like kind of being in sync, emotionally and spiritually connected with one another. But
that's dope, man. Yeah. It's I remember sitting down, we were having conversations, meeting for coffee or whatever, and just being like, yo.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And there wasn't like a bunch of advice to give. I'm like, man, like
what are you gonna say?
This is the situation, and you're gonna have to one foot in front of the other, step through, and try to carve out space as much as you can for the two of you. Again, nobody is out here looking to go through hard things early or at all. But the reality is that they build something in us. They build stamina in us. They build character in us. And we are going to need that as we go through the next things that will come our way. Not if, but when they come our way. And we'll need that. I always say, it's just like Bible, like there were moments when God did a thing, right? And he would have them build an altar to remember God did this here.
Right.
And that's what it is in those moments in our marriage. It's an altar that we build to God, and we can always refer back to it. That this moment in this time, God moved and God took care of us. And so we just use that to platform and to move on to other things. And then when we engage in them, we have something else, and we move forward. We have more and more altars of like, well, back in 2018, he did this, and back in and those are the things we pull on to kind of keep moving forward. So.
And one of the things that I love in all the circumstantial stuff that we've dealt with is like looking back now, being to have like kind of a jovial moment. Like, remember when we sued the people and won? Like, we did that together. Like, who would have thought, so it's you guys can always have like, moving forward, here's what it really is. It's perspective, right? So the next time I'm irritated that you put the dishes away wrong, that's perspective, right? Because now I'm like, well, I mean, is this really a thing? Like, am I really gonna, what I'm saying? Because you have a tangible frame of reference for what hard really is.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And you get to see your spouse in the fire.
Right.
How do you really behave?
Right.
How do you when the pressure's really on? Who are you then?
Who are you then?
You're real cuddle, you're fuzzy and everything's cool here and things are moving your way to your plan, the way you designed it to go, at the pace you wanted it to go. And now everything is wrecked, and then who are you?
Yep.
And sometimes we even have conversations about actually like wishing we could get back to that place of who we were in that moment.
That's
like, ooh, like she always tell me like, oh, babe, you was just, the way you was covering the family, the way you was praying, and I'm like, oh, I need to get back to it. Because it was just it's like that feeling of like, oh, okay, right. I could the perspective on it was just like,
and I want guys to hear that as well. How attractive it is.
Yeah, that's the truth.
When we are in our position and doing the covering that we need to do, how much our spouses yearn and look for that. It's not. It ain't all about what we wearing and what we doing, how what we driving, how we moving. Like the playing of the position and being in that place and providing. I call the 3 Ps of provide, protect, and profess. Like to be in that place, to be giving those things is a very attractive thing for us, right? So don't slip on your game. Don't slip on your game. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for coming and joining us and chatting.
You guys did that with grace.
You did.
You guys came through that fire with grace. You came out, what is it? Coals, diamonds. You don't look like what you've been through.
Absolutely.
So don't let my wife start preaching. I'll cue the organ sounds.
Cue the organ. You guys are a beautiful couple. And I just have to say that this was our very first mentee couple.
Yes, we were.
Y'all, look how beautiful they look.
Thank you.
Ain't they beautiful? Wouldn't you agree?
They're beautiful.
Yes. And you guys really, just to say, you guys really like carried us through that time. We felt your prayers. We literally, that was like one of the hardest things that we had experienced as a couple. So to have you guys really be there for us and help in every way. We really appreciate it. And we don't know what we would have done if we didn't have you guys.
Oh yeah, we probably wouldn't have made it through that.
Yes, and answering our phone calls. And we would call you guys on the phone and be like, listen.
We used to have this thing like where we'd have a little tiff and we like, so let's call the Melvin. So what do you think Roger would say about this? And I'm like, nah, you ain't calling nobody. You ain't calling nobody. I'm like, nope, we finna call.
yeah,
it's crazy.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, we glad we could be
guys.
here, man.
Yeah, it's
yes.
our pleasure.
Yes. Love y'all,
Thank
man.
you guys so much.
Thank you guys for watching.
All marriage all the time. Y'all know what it is.
We just start tapping.
All marriage all the time.
All right. Good stuff, guys.